Again, 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. They'll bring a man in motion, and they will hand the keeper by the quarterback is going to get down to about the 3-yard line where Zach Medlin again makes the play for the Southside defense.
That was a quarterback read, kind of an option, which way he was going to go. He sure performed that awful quickly, didn't he? There didn't seem to be much time. He saw the hole, and he just kept the ball, and off he went. A lot of that motion there, though, you get your linebackers moving around. You certainly got your corners moving around. Your safeties have to adjust. Really makes those holes open up.
It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Goodshield takes a snap, wants to throw the ball an inside pass, and had pretty good coverage there. Again, that was A.J. Williams on the coverage for the Southside defense. Will bring up 4th down, 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Looks like Rogers going to go for it here.
I tell you what, he must have played some basketball because he sure uses his body there to kind of force people to go one way or the other, and doing an excellent job there on that corner. And if you look at that cover 0 look, Keith, that means your corners are islands all to themselves. They can't look for any help to come over top, and they've done an excellent job tonight.
Yeah, Rogers going to kick a field goal here. Southside defense has not played bad here in the second half. Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is good. Rogers now leads 44-7. Be back with the Mountie kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
A good stand by the Southside defense, forcing a field goal. Rogers now leads 44-7. We will now go into the Arkansas activities. Mercy rule will be a continuous clock rest of the ball game. Give credit to A.J. Williams on that 3rd down play, doing a good job of cutting the route off and making the play.
Absolutely, using his body to his advantage, and he's a pretty good-sized fellow to be playing corner.
Here's the kick. It's going to go into the end zone. Will be another touchback. Southside will start this drive again at their 20-yard line, and it's amazing. Of course, I guess 2 things play into it. No punts by Rogers tonight, and they're all kickoffs. Every drive Southside has started has been at their 20-yard line.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any movement from the clock. A normal game, the clock shouldn't have started until the offensive player touched it.
And it's going now.
Okay. I'm not trying to make this go any quicker, Keith. I'm just saying, if we're going to go by the rules, that should have already been running.
Sorg takes a snap, throws the ball. It's going to be complete to Fulbright. Actually, they'll give him the catch. He dropped the ball as he went out of bounds, but it will be a catch, a 5-yard gain. Brings up second down, 2nd and 5.
I don't mind giving credit where credit is due, and all in all, this is a pretty good officiating crew. Do you think we could get them back next time?
Well, they've done a good job. They've been on top of things, really, and it's been a clean game, too, for the most part. Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 5. Sorg has time to throw the ball. Now he'll roll, looks down the field, will be grabbed by his T-shirt, I believe that is, and they'll bring him down.
Yeah, it's one of his
tuck that thing in,
undershirt that was hanging out, and that's why coaches, they'll go crazy when they see that on film. You mean we lost yardage because you didn't take care of your equipment?
They'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Again, we're in the Arkansas mercy rule. 2:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here comes a screen pass set up, and good job by Tucker making a cut. It's going to get a 1st down. What a great run by Amari Tucker. They had him pinned in for maybe a 2-yard loss. He cuts it back inside, makes the first guy miss, gets the 1st down.
Now, the difference is I think Tucker's as fine a running back as Washington is for Rogers. The difference is that offensive line. You can really see the difference there.
Here's a snap to Sorg. He's going to throw the ball out to Tucker in the flat. He catches it at the 35-yard line. Will work his way up to about the 38-yard line. It'd be a nice gain of 8 yards for the Mavs.
Yeah, good job. He runs so hard, and he keeps his shoulders square. Not the biggest of running backs, but sometimes those smaller fellas like that are just hard to handle.
Be second down, 2nd and 3 for the Mavs. Here's a pass not going to be complete to Tucker, and you could see that coming over there as the defender gets over. That's Isaac Chapman makes the play, and it's kind of like salivating. He saw what was coming, saw the ball in the air, and knew he had really an unprotected man right there and makes a good play.
Yeah, and I think he also had a little thought in his mind of maybe an Oski or so, but he's one of their outside linebackers. The way they're playing this, they're kind of spreading the same way Southside is. But they still have a cover 2 look because they have 2 safeties over top.
The inside tunnel screen here, that is Carlisle on the catch, is going to fight his way up close to a first down. Look like he's going to have the first down for the Mavs.
I believe the spot has it.
Or from where the marker is, it should be a first down. No, they're going to call it 4th down.
Wow.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to be hit in the backfield, going to lose yardage.
Sadly, Keith, to go back to that, the ball was actually placed on the field past the chains, but the down marker was not. We can't undo that now, and I know it's all in the books and it's history, but that actually was a little bit of a failure on the officiating crew's part to not say, hey, wait a minute.
But that being said, you've got to get a yard.
Still got to be able to do it.
Let's see if Rogers going to – yeah, they're going to keep the same – just a bit surprised with a 44-7 lead. They're going to keep Goodshield in the ball game.
And Washington, it looks like.
Here's a handoff to Shepard. He gets outside across the 35 inside the 30-yard line.
I'm surprised he's still in the game as well, Keith. This stage of the game, the 7A West is a long-haul season. Wouldn't it be nice for them and to have that luxury to say, hey, you guys grab a seat. We're going to let somebody else get some reps.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 quarters, Southside trails 44-7. Be back with the start of the second quarter after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Ashley Air is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics.
We've served the River Valley since 1958, the same year that the legendary Frank Boyles took over as the Razorback football coach. The Hogs have had some great coaches, but we've never had so many on campus all at once. Sam Pittman, Eric Musselman, Dave Van Horn, and Mike Neighbors, just to name a few. What an incredible team. We put together quite a team at Ashley Air, too, and we couldn't be more excited to partner with our state's flagship athletic program. Woo Pig Suey!
Welcome back to Jim Rowland Stadium. Not been a good night for the Southside Mavericks as Rogers is coming here and pretty much done what they wanted to do offensively. Every possession they've scored points.
Very smooth how they do it, Keith. They really have worked hard on how important execution is. So we got to give credit to the Rogers coaching staff, and we know they've got these players ready to go. That is not to say the Southside coaching staff is not coaching, because I promise you right now, they're coaching their hearts out because they know we've got to get past this. And that's one of the toughest things is after that tough loss, how do you respond? I may be speaking out of turn there a little bit, but I think I'm comfortable in saying this is going to be a tough loss tonight.
It's a ball game, too. Really, the difference in the ball game, you've got some weapons. Josh Shepard, Cade Seldenridge, your quarterback, Noah Goodshield. But I think the difference on this Rogers team is that offensive line. What a great job they've done tonight against really an undersized defensive line. Here's a handoff to the running back. They've got a new running back in the ball game. That is Wes Tomlinson.
Maybe they heard us saying, what do you still have Shepard in the game for? But they still have – and I think they're just really comfortable with the generalship that you find with Goodshield. He's going to keep them on track. He seems to be a great leader for their offense, and he doesn't panic a whole lot, and he's really made some outstanding plays tonight.
And they're working the clock down, too. They were a fast-paced offense in the first half up through the third quarter, but now just going to work that clock down. 11:26 to go here in the third quarter. Here's the handoff again to Tomlinson. Will fight his way down to about the 22-yard line.
Well, we said we didn't know how good Muskogee was, Salem Springs was. We didn't know how good maybe even their other opponent, Muskogee. But I'll tell you what, I think Rogers is real deal.
Well, you keep it going the same way each week. They're putting points on the board. Defense is playing, for the most part, I think they struggled against Salem Springs, but other than that, they've played well. The other 3 ball games, here's Tomlinson on the handoff. Will get down to about the 11-yard line where Russell Key makes the play for the Southside defense. Be another first down.
Kind of a testament to the Rogers offensive line that it really doesn't matter who the running back is. They're going to be successful. You know, he was up past the linebackers before anybody was able to touch him.
And now, interestingly enough, Rogers is going to huddle here.
Yeah.
16 seconds on the play clock. No hurry to run the play.
I don't even. Yeah, they're
Do
actually
teams
going to do
huddle
a
at all?
full.
Do you see very many teams huddle?
No, it's a lost art, Keith.
And you don't see go by under center much anymore either. I remember, and I'll tell a story after this. Here's a handoff to Tomlinson. He is going to fight his way down to about the 10-yard line.
Well, speaking of under huddle, you know, Tyler Wilson said that was the hardest thing he had to learn when he went to college football, and Petrino demanded there were certain sets that you had to be under center. It was the most uncomfortable thing in the world he had to learn because all his life he played at Greenwood. And of course, they play that shotgun spread formation.
You know, John Parkinson makes a play for the Southside defense. I remember a few years ago when Brandon Allen was at Fayetteville, 4th and half a yard, they're working from the pistol formation because he can't take the snap from under center. And that's a coach's kid. He's second down, 2nd and 8. Here's a handoff again to Thomason. Has a hole and will be hit and dropped at about the 8-yard line. Again, that was Zach Medlin. Medlin had a great ball game tonight for the Mavs.
He's going to be sore in the morning. He's made a lot of hard hits, and he probably won't want to get up early, and he's probably going to roll out of bed.
Be 3rd down, 3rd, and about, you can say a long 5 or a short 6, however you want to put it.
I think as far as Rogers being truly in the red zone, we've done pretty well against them defensively. I'm not talking about when they ran down there, but actually being in the red zone.
Here's a handoff to Tomlinson. Has a big hole. Will fight his way inside down to about the 3-yard line. Have a first down. And this offensive line, Tomlinson is no contact 2 or 3 yards down the field, and we're in the red zone.
We did bring up a 4th down, Keith, about a yard short if you look at the down marker.
I'm trying to figure this out because we saw it on Southside, and it looks like from where it's marked, it ought to be a first down.
Yeah.
Let's get Dalton to talk to his father-in-law maybe to get them to maybe
Well, of course,
get some more measurements.
The down marker goes where the foot of the linesman is. So,
Yeah, Kel Slayball checks in for another field goal. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 7:57 to go here in the ball game. Southside now trails 47-7. We'll be back with the Rogers Mountie kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead.
My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
Welcome back as the Rogers Mansion will kick back off to Southside. Hey, never miss a Southside game. Just subscribe to this Maverick TV YouTube channel. It's free, and you'll get a notification each time we go live.
I tell you what, Keith, Southside defense has made some pretty good stands here tonight. They've still given up a few big plays, but for the most part, when it's go time, they have stepped up. And
Well, they've held them to 3 field goals here in the second half and
Absolutely.
1 touchdown, so the defense improved in the second half and really had their back against the wall to start the first series of the second half with the bad snap, and the Rogers had the ball at the Southside 13-yard line.
now Wyatt, when he caught that, knew he was past the goal line, Keith, but he was still coming anyway, and the referee had to shut him down. But bless his heart, he's such a playmaker and such a Southside player at heart, and he gives it all on the field when he comes each night.
you want to end well. It'd be nice to see Southside maybe get a drive here to maybe get some points on the board to give them just a little bit of confidence as they go in next week to take on the Bentonville Tigers. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He gets across the 25 up to about the 28-yard line.
Keith, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Rogers has placed their second group in there right now. I don't think that's their starters.
I believe you're right. They look a lot smaller than what some of those starters were. So Southside needs to hopefully take advantage and get some points here. Here's a snap to Sorg. Throws a deep pass down the middle. The ball is overthrown.
Didn't have much chance of completion there. It was a good route that was run. Could have been completed, but the ball was just slightly overthrown.
I believe that was Jackson Davis, the intended receiver, getting some playing time here late in the ball game for the Mavs. Young sophomore receiver. Here's a keeper by David Sorg. He's going to get across the 35-yard line for a Southside first down.
You know, Sorg doesn't run a whole lot in the way this offense is designed, but he's pretty effective when he does take two. He's a very big body. It's a load coming at you, and it was a successful play and got a first down.
Sorg throws the ball out. It's going to be complete. That is Davis on the catch. Good diving catch by Davis. We'll get about 6 yards on the play.
We was talking about reps earlier, Keith, and anytime you can get reps to your sophomores, I mean, you're just paying dividends for your program as a whole.
Yeah, Jackson Davis is the hold man on extra points and kicks. Here's a pass intended for Davis, goes incomplete. I've been impressed, too, with Xander Connor. I think he's made some plays offensively for the Mavs tonight.
A lot of good things to see here tonight. As crazy as that sounds, you're thinking, wow, you've lost your mind. It's 7:47. There's 5:13, continuous clock, mercy rule. But, you know, Keith, I don't think it's wrong to say, hey, we're seeing bright spots out here. We just got to be able to put those together.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to have a first down as he gets across the 45-yard line up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and you might say, well, this is Rogers' second group. It's probably not their best defenders, but it's still 7A West caliber play here, and they're getting those reps in, and they're getting a little more smoothness to what's going on.
Sorg has time to throw. Will throw the ball. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Fulbright. Ball goes incomplete, brings up second down, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they are really taking care of business with our, our folks like Wyatt, and trying real hard not to let him have those openings. Everything he's got tonight offensively, he's had to work very hard to get.
Most of the coverage, too, really has been man coverage. There's not, give Rogers credit doing a good job because Sorg, you said earlier, has had time. Here's a completed pass to Fulbright at the 43-yard line. Should be another first down. I'm not going to say I've called 2 or 3 first downs that weren't tonight. So,
well, we'll just reserve judgment to it. We are moving them. So, yes, it is a first down.
Here's another pass going to be complete to Carlisle inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
I tell you what, he did some pirouettes there, and I was really impressed. Look at the walk-ons replay here, Keith. Great route that was run by Carlisle. Brings that ball in, looks up, and gets a few extra yards for his efforts.
Sorg wants to throw again, has time again to throw the ball, has an open receiver on the sideline, does a good job of finding the open receiver. That's Amari Tucker. He's not able to bring the ball in. We'll bring up second down, 2nd and 10.
You ever heard that old adage, sometimes you're just too open? And that certainly was one of those times, wasn't it?
He was looking to run.
He knew he had some green space out there, and he was going to take advantage of it.
Here's a pass towards the end zone, and it's going to be touchdown Southside, Kent Carlisle.
He's a big, tall receiver, Keith. Here's the walk-on replay, and it's not much to the route that he runs, just kind of an up route. This is going to be a jump ball play. Sorg looked him off the other way, came right back to him. Of course, the defender didn't have his head turned. Great play by the Southside offense.
And I like the word you said, jump ball play. Good job by David Sorg of making it to where Kent Carlisle has to go up and get it. 6'4", has the advantage every time. Ellisu's in for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up. The kick is good. Southside now trails 47-14. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back to Jim Rowland Stadium. We got 3 minutes to go here. Southside trails 47-14. They'll be kicking off, and a good play again for Southside. And I think it's a confidence builder right there, going out getting those points. And as you said, you had several probably second-team defenders in there, but it doesn't matter.
No. At this point in the game, we're talking about reps, smoothness, execution, and they really showed that there. And Sorg has been able to pretty much stand in that pocket and find who he wants, and that was even true when the first group was in there for Rogers. Not a terrible job by the offensive line tonight. Just some things to work out, get everybody on the same page. And, this is why they pay you to be a coach. If anybody can coach an automatic team, maybe Tom Brady's in the back. But, when you've got to challenge yourself to say, am I coaching them up? Am I teaching?
Quarterback does make a difference as the ball will go out of the end zone for a touchback.
Some of you may have heard on the broadcast there the cannon that goes off on kickoffs and also on touchdowns. We hadn't heard it a lot tonight, but Keith, you and I have seen this stadium when it just stayed filled with gunpowder.
I'm going to say this about the cannon going off. It was a bit late going off.
Well, now you're being nitpicking there. I'm trying to be positive and say, wow, we got some smoke in the stadium here. But
well, they got smoke in the stadium, but they waited a bit, maybe after the touchdown. Nonetheless, it's good to hear it.
It is good to hear it.
Looks like Rogers going to check in a new quarterback, trying to get the number. That is.
Well, I'm really surprised we're just now seeing Good Shield's backup at this point in the game. I would have already had him in there.
That's Dane Williams at quarterback for the Mounties. Suspect probably just try to run the ball here, 2:19 to go in the ball game. Tomlinson, your running back. There's a handoff to Tomlinson. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, going to be dropped. Getting off the pile there for Southside's big old number 98, that's Hayden Hurst.
I'm going to say that's Rogers' second group, even on their offensive line, and I'm going to say it on one authority, Keith. They're not sweaty yet. And I tell you what, offensive linemen can create body heat, and they can really bring the moisture to play. So,
well, I'm going to say there's no 6'3", 307 out there either.
That would be a good idea, but I'm going with my sweat theory.
Yeah, your left guard, Connor Simmerman, he's 6'2", 263. Right tackles 6'2", 260, all pretty good size as they'll try to run the ball again. And Southside again there to make the play defensively is Cole Elwanger.
I think we can also see here it's kind of an exhibition of how talented that Rogers offensive line first group is.
You're going to see some next week. There's a lineman for Bentonville that the Razorbacks are hot on. He's moving from California. His mom took a job at Walmart. His name is
You think that was an accident? His mom got a job at Walmart?
Well, I hope it's an accident or he ends up signing with the Razorbacks. It's Joey Sua, but he's only a junior. Third down, 3rd and 9. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Tomlinson. It's going to get to about the 24-yard line where Zach Medlin makes the play again for the Southside defense.
You think of how rare a commodity offensive linemen, even defensive linemen are, Keith. Community of our size, just less than 100,000 people. We've probably only got folks that are really 7A West Standard linemen, both defensively and offensively, probably in the whole town, 20.
And what you look at, too, is I got another roster from Rogers, and when you start seeing like several numbers, like there's 2 number 10s on here, but the other roster had several that was that way, those numbers do make a difference.
10 seconds left in this game. They're not going to snap it.
No, they don't even have the play clock on. They're going to let the clock run out. And Southside going to fall in their 7A West opener tonight to the Rogers Mounties, as the Mounties will get out of here with a 47-14 victory. We'll be back with the Walk-Ons postgame show after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7, randallford.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
Welcome to the Walk-Ons post-game show as Southside falls tonight 47-14. And, Philip, it was a ball game where Rogers came in, did what they needed to do to win the ball game, and just really dominated Southside on the offensive side and really took care of business on the defensive side.
Yeah, and it's one of those games. I mean, you hate to say anybody ever played a perfect game, because I promise you coaches can go through the film and say that didn't happen. But just from an aesthetic value of what we can see without, breaking down exactly what each position is doing, Rogers played a pretty perfect game, and they came in with a game plan and they stuck with it.
And, it's going to be tough from week to week for Southside as, again, next week we'll play Bentonville, who I think is ranked number 3 in the state. But before we get to that, if you're the Southside coaching staff, you look at this ball game, and, Southside really started out the first 2 ball games against Northside and against Greenwood, played competitive, but the last 2 ball games, starting in the second half against Russellville, Southside really struggled.
But, football is of course, a game of talent and athleticism. But as in any sport, it comes down to what's between your ears. And that's where these coaches are going to have to dig deep and find it. And, there's been coaches throughout history. You take people like John Wooden, a Bill Belichick. I mean, they are masters of what does it take to motivate these young people to get them to play their best game. Coach Dammer and his staff have their work cut out for him, but I got confidence in him.
And, it was nice to end the ball game for the Mavs, getting that touchdown pass from Sorg to Carlisle, getting some points on the board. It makes you feel better about what's going on. And, Southside, we talk about playing lost sophomores. I think tonight what happened was you played an offensive line. I will go out and say this was the best offensive line we've seen so far this year. Those
Absolutely.
guys were big. They were good. The running back, Shepard, really had and even the backup running back, when they would run plays, it'd be 3 or 4 yards down the field before there was contact.
That was really the proof in the pudding, and I'm just so sorry that Dalton didn't get to see that, because he really appreciates line play as much as anyone.
Checking to see if it was a first down or not.
Yeah, he might have lost it there and had an out-of-body experience, but as far as the line play, he would have been so pleased. And, Southside's line did not play horrible. We just had a problem putting things together. I mean, Sorg actually was protected quite well, considering this is a very good Rogers defense.
Several drop passes. The receivers struggled getting open, and giving credit to the Rogers secondary in coverage, because you're right, Sorg had time to throw the ball, but you've got to be consistent, make plays. Southside's not there yet. Hopefully, as the season goes on, they will get there. Now we need to name our walk-ons player of the game. And I'm going to throw 3 guys out there, and we'll kind of start. I'm going to start with the sophomore safety, Isaac Gregory. I thought he had a good ball game tonight, made some big plays on defense.
Absolutely. And, the secondary play has been they gave up a few pass plays, but, most of Rogers' pass plays are not the long ball. Their bread and butter is get that 10, 15-yard throw, and then let's see what we can do after the fact. And they actually played quite well. You might look at that score and say, are you crazy? No one played well, considering they scored 47 points. This team's already scored 176 points this year. Add that 47 to that number, they may be as good as any offense we're going to see this year.
I think so. And also, I thought another player that had a good ball game tonight and really gave Southside a spark was Luke Wyatt on the 98-yard kickoff return.
He's such a playmaker and a danger to any other team, and I'm surprised. They had a lot of confidence in their kicker that they kept kicking his direction. Because you and I both, especially over the last couple of years, we have seen teams that refuse to kick to him. They'll take a 5-yard penalty and kick it out of bounds. Or whatever it takes, they're not going there because they don't want to deal with what he can do and such an athlete.
I think the player of our game has to be Zach Medlin tonight. Medlin, it seemed like we were calling number 29 all night long, played a great game for the Mavs.
Yeah, and they really used him as an extra linebacker because they kept bringing him up, especially when Rogers went to that. You knew they were going to run the ball to try and shorten this game up, but he can handle it. He's one of those safeties. What was the guy that played for Fayetteville that was a safety for Fayetteville, and now he's a starting linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers? Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw.
So, I'm not saying he's ready to go to the 49ers. You understand what I'm saying, but he was one of those guys. He's kind of a hybrid.
Exactly. Next week, going to get even tougher as we travel up to Bentonville, and going to be a hostile environment for these young players to go into. But that being said, you've also got a team that's got 3 D1 prospects.
That's always tough. And, Keith, how many times through the years playing 7A football in Arkansas have we seen those D1s come through even this stadium here? You mentioned earlier the last time Rogers really made a run at the state was Lee Zimba was their starting tackle. And, Zimba was a man among boys. He was such a huge person. But he didn't win the state title, did he?
No, we did not. We know who did.
Southside Rebels, which are now Southside Mavericks.
Exactly. But it's what's going on right now, and we talked about this, you're going to see improvement in things that Southside does, but you may not notice it on the scoreboard. You played a team that tonight with that offensive line, they were just superior to what Southside was able to put out there. You're probably talking 50, 60 pounds per man. They're able to push our guys around, and when you do that, that's why Madeline's one of our players is our player of the game. We talked about 2 safeties as being potential players of the game because they're making a lot of the tackles. Because Rogers doing a great job of making the first guys get pushed back, no initial contact till the second level.
Hey, if you can get to the linebacker level and you haven't been touched, and you're already talking about automatic 5 yards, everything else past that is gravy, right? So let's say 5 yards is the biscuit. You're already past that. You're eating good in the neighborhood at that point.
Well, Philip, great job tonight. Again, we'll travel up to Bentonville next week where hopefully things will get a little bit better for us. I want to give a big shout-out to our producer, Tyler Shell, doing a great job tonight for us, and also to our camera guys, Caleb Borman and Shaq Carter. What some great film that we're getting right there. Thanks to Walk-On's Bistro and all our great sponsors.
And the waffle fries.
The waffle fries, exactly. And we want to thank everybody for watching. Again, our final score was 47-14 Southside Falls tonight. Again, join us next week as we travel up to Bentonville. The Walk-On's pregame show will start at 6:30 next Friday night, followed by kickoff at 7. Everybody have a great weekend, and go Mavs.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.